Welcome back, viewers and subscribers. It's your girl Star Flames, and we're back with another video. In this video, guys, we're gonna talk about Sean Diddy Combs along with his assistant Christina Karam. They're celebrating a small legal victory today, because if you guys can remember, Lil Rod had filed a lawsuit against Diddy last year. In that lawsuit, it accused Diddy of racketeering, influence, and running a corrupt organization. He also accused Diddy of trafficking, sexual assault, and the list goes on. However, the court is saying there isn't sufficient evidence for them to proceed with the claims that there's a racketeering influence or any breach of contract or any negligent behavior that would inflict emotional distress here. However, the court has allowed Lil Rod to proceed with the allegations of sexual assault and the premises liability. This means they have found enough evidence in order to move that portion of the case forward. Now, what this also means is that the other two record label that was named in this lawsuit will be dismissed, because Lil Rod had accused UMG, and I forgot the other record label, of being complicit in Diddy's crime. So that would come under the RICO charge. If you guys remember, when Rodney Jones had named Lucian Grange in the lawsuit, he said that Lucian Grange was having an intimate relationship with Sean Diddy Combs. Lucian Grange would visit Diddy's house and all of that. Lucian Grange fired back with his legal team, and he said that he is not involved with Diddy. He doesn't even know where Diddy lives. He has never been to Diddy's house. No, while he's saying that, could be factual or it could be a lie. Now, also, what Lucian Grange was saying is that Lil Rod's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, seems to be related to Busby somehow, because they love these practices. So basically, Tyrone Blackburn had filed the lawsuit in New York. Lucian Grange was arguing as to why the case was filed in New York when he lives in LA. So he said to Tyrone Blackburn, if you drop this case, I will not come after you. But by the time Tyrone Blackburn agreed, because the court was saying that what Tyrone Blackburn did was also wrong. You know, Tyrone Blackburn wrote a letter to the court, apologized for the mishandling of, legal procedures. The court forgave him to do so. But by the time he was supposed to drop Lucian Grange, UMG, and the other record label from the lawsuit, it was already too late, because Lucian Grange was already being investigated by Homeland Security. So what this is implying is that after Homeland Security has completed their investigation, they're not seeing the connection of RICO, because Lil Rod basically point fingers at Lucian Grange and the other record label, saying that they're funding Diddy to run a corrupt organization. There's corruption involved here. The cartels in Mexico, they're connected sideways as well. No, the judge is not saying that Lil Rod is telling a lie. The judge is saying, we don't see the evidence. You're not giving us the evidence, because they have done their investigation through Homeland Security. The feds have done everything they need to do. They're not seeing anything that would suggest such. And as such, the RICO charges, it is not holding up. So this is very much indicating that Lucian Grange is going to sue Lil Rod and Tyrone Blackburn for everything that they don't have. Because the last time I read the court documents, and this court documents was being kept really tight sealed, because Lucian Grange didn't want to have his name out there. However, the moment it seemed as though he was gaining some leverage, that portion of the suit was published by the media. So you can tell the intent there was to say, I'm clean, nothing has been found, I'm in good standing. So with this report, if you guys have been keeping up, I did a report about them not finding anything illegal as it relates to the record labels that Lil Rod had named, this would not come as a surprise to you guys. So it's not over for Tyrone Blackburn and Lil Rod. They have major legal firestorms because Lucian Grange had said it was millions upon millions of dollars to have attorneys protecting his record label company, because he was saying that when you name UMG, you're not also affecting UMG, you're also affecting every artist that is tied to the label. I'm not supporting UMG here because you guys know what is going on with UMG. You know, their artists retire if they want to sign over, mysteriously pass away. But I'm just letting you guys know the gist of what is going on. I'm just giving you guys the logistics of it all. But what will continue is that the court is allowing Lil Rod to continue with the sexual assault allegations and the premises liability, which means that there is enough basis or claims for this to be examined further. Because remember, when someone claims sexual assault against an individual, they really don't need to have any evidence. It just needs to be plausible. It just needs to make sense. You know, so that portion of the lawsuit remains. But still yet, to have that racketeering charge dismissed, that is a huge win, because if they were able to find something on the racketeering charge, that would mean that, yes, this person who is suing Diddy has his ish together, and it would have opened a bigger investigation and it would take down a chain of people. Judges saying no evidence here. So Christina Karam saved by this. Lucian Grange, UMG, and the second record label saved by this as well. But we know that it is far from over for Diddy. As a matter of fact, it hasn't even begun as yet. But that's all I have to share in this video with you guys. Let me know what's your take. Thumbs up, share, subscribe. We're gonna talk some more in the comment section. Peace.